So that is completely rotted there. That's rot. That's soft and spongy. That's rot. And that's rot. There's a bit more rot around this side, all along there, which could be potentially replaced. Thankfully the frame is okay. The frame and the lintel, the bottom plate is okay. Right. Cut out all the old rot. You see it just fell apart. I've flushed this up along here, and I've got some new bead to fit in. Like that. So now I'll do the bottom one and smooth it in. Hi guys, right, so I'm back on the client site and I'm just outside at the back doors, and I don't know if you can see, but these are really rotten. They're very rotten and falling apart, but replacing the whole door is going to cost a lot of money and is not particularly economical, given that what we can actually do is start replacing parts. And so what I did is I found a moulding that was the same as this, and it was a bit wider, so I had to rip down the back to take some of the width off it. In fact, I can show you. This is what it is to begin with, and then I just rip it down the length, and then these are just two back to back, much the same as this one up here is. You can see where I've just started replacing some little patches. So I'll show you what I do. Pick a point where the wood is fine. All this paint is flaking, but the wood is actually fine, and the rot is below here. So, and then I'll start to chisel this out like this, cut it out, and I can replace that section, and I'll replace this section as well. This one looks pretty bad most of the way along, so there's a good chance that all of this will get replaced. This one's fine, but yeah, this top one and the bottom one were both completely rotten, so they had to both come out. So yeah, I'll show you what it looks like after. Sorry about the background wind, but just to show you what I'm doing, I'm working up into this little cut line here, and then to make it super clean, I've got a little knife. Just cut the fibres like that, and scrape them out like that, and then rinse and repeat, and just keep going like that, because I've got a multi-cutter, but I don't want to use it anywhere near the glass. Just keep working my way along like this until this bit's cut out. That's what I was talking about, having it cleared out nice and flat and level. This bit's perfectly solid and fine. Actually, no, it's not. Having spent all of that time doing that, I've just seen, should have inspected this a bit more, but actually, no, that's not rot, that's just unstable. So I'll leave that in there, and I'll fill that in a bit. All of this is going to get filled and painted and sanded, obviously. This is all cleared through here now, and this rotten bit here is going to get lifted out. So I'm just going to have a check along and see. Once I've figured out whether I'm replacing the whole thing or just part of it, I'll then get to doing that and cutting some new strips. Right, this bit's obviously just been cut out now, that bit I did before. What I have done here is I've put some acrylite, which is basically super glue, mitre bond adhesive, and I've not bothered putting any of the accelerator on it. I'm just going to leave it to dry naturally and kind of seep into the wood there. The wood is okay, it was just getting a little bit spongy here at this point. The front is fine and the top is fine there, but just this little bit was getting spongy, so I'm just sealing it with a little bit of this super glue, and I'm just going to let it dry naturally while I measure up between here and here to cut, and between here and here to cut, and then I'll be doing it as a mitre in the corner, same as I have with these joints. And then that is this door finished, which is good. I'm pleased with that. So that's what one of them looks like. I just cut my finger a bit, so there we go. That's nice and smooth. That will get filled. So just got to do one last one there between those points. Those are both in, cut, mitered, and then we'll obviously sand and fill, much like we have on the rest of this door. And that's this door complete. On this side, there's another one of these double panels to do, same as I did here. And I think I've got just enough timber left to do it, so that should be fairly easy. And all the rest of this is actually fine. I've checked all of that. None of it's spongy or soft or anything. That'll be those doors complete. So from a distance, you wouldn't really know that those aren't original when they're painted. I'll show you once we've filled and sanded and painted them. You'll see. So I've just taken this beam out, and I'll be replacing it same as I have over there. Except this one popped out while I was. This was the bottom panel that sits there. And it's popped out while I was doing it, and it's completely fine. It's rot free and everything. So I'm going to reuse this. That works fine. What I am going to be doing is resorting the putty here. That's on the inside. Those bits there are on the inside. So I'm going to just fill some putty up into here, along there, to help support that little beam of wood. Then I'll cut a new strip of this and install it. Just a quick note, I have actually cut out a fair bit of the wood here that was rotten and punky and stuff and soft. This is now all hard, solid wood. So I'm going to fill the lot with putty, and then I'll be cutting the new strip and installing it. Just thought I'd show you how to putty a window. I've got some putty here with linseed oil. It's kind of multi-purpose putty. And all you do is you break off a chunk, and it starts off really quite hard and firm. As you work the linseed oil into it, it softens up. You just work it in your hands like that, and it does clean off your hands. It starts off kind of getting everywhere, but it does clean in and clean off. And then you literally just start smushing it in. It's a bit hard to do one-handed, but you smush it into the gaps like this, and then you run along with a putty knife and force it in and smooth it in, and that is pretty much it. It is very simple. It's a very satisfying job. Obviously, you've got to be very careful of the edges of the glass, but you know, put quite a big dollop of the stuff in, work your way along, and then you go along with a putty knife and smooth it all over. So I'm just going to finish this now, and I will show you what it looks like afterwards. So this is the finished article. It goes across there like that. Obviously we'll put some filler in. I'm going to putty down the back there, just to make up for that deviation. That'll be fine. And then yeah, this will all get sanded down fully and filled in and painted. We've got a couple of other sides to do. We're doing this side as well. That's going to get cleaned up probably. So yeah, it's coming up well. And then we're going to be repointing all of this. So there's lots to do. So this is the finished article. You can see where we've painted all along here. Put this is the new one that I put in. And this one here. And then tidied up this bit here. So these are looking really good. There was some rot on this one here which we patched up as well. So yeah, that is all finished now. Sorry about the wind, but yeah, if you enjoyed that video, if you found that helpful, useful, please post a comment, hit that like and subscribe button. That really helps the channel grow. If you are new here, thanks very much for joining recently. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.